The Book of Kells is the richest, most abundantly illuminated manuscript version of the four Gospels in the Celto-Saxon style that still survives. But considering its fame, it is surprising that little is known about it. In the Middle Ages, all books were handwritten original works of art. These illuminated manuscripts were so called because of their frequent incorporation of gold or sometimes silver leaf onto the page. Illumination comes from the Latin word illuminare, meaning light up, and when you see one of these brilliant manuscripts in person, the term makes sense. The Book of Kells is an Irish manuscript containing the four Gospels, a fragment of Hebrew names, and the Eusebian canons, known also as the Book of Columba, probably because it was written in the monastery of Iona, Scotland, to honor the saint. According to tradition, the book is a relic from the time of Columba, 597, and even the work is of his hands, but on paleographic, the study of ancient writing systems, and the deciphering and dating of historical manuscripts, grounds, and judging by the character of the ornamentation, this tradition cannot be supported, and the date of the composition of the book can hardly be placed than the end of the 7th or beginning of the 8th century. We next hear of it at the Cathedral of Kells in Meath, a foundation of Columba's, where it remained for a long time or until the year 1541. In the 7th century, Archbishop Usher presented it to the Trinity College, Dublin, Ireland, where it is the most precious manuscript in the college library and by far the finest relic of Irish art that has been preserved. In it is to be found every variety of design typical of Irish art at its best. Some small portions at the beginning and end of the manuscript have been lost, but otherwise it is in a very good state of preservation. It was apparently left unfinished since some of the ornaments remain only in outline. It is written in part black, red, purple, or yellow ink, and it has been thought that the hands of two scribes, neither of whom is known to us by name, are visible in the writing and illumination of the manuscript. The most characteristic ornaments of the Book of Kells are the closely coiled spirals connected with each other by a number of curves and terminating in the so-called trumpet pattern. Almost equally characteristic are the zoomorphic interlacements, colored representations of fanciful beings or of men, animals, birds, horses, dogs, and grotesque gargoyle-like human figures, twisted and hooked together in intricate detail. Other frequently occurring designs are a system of geometrical weaving of ribbon plaited and knotted together, and a simpler ornamentation that has red dotted lines. The skillful and inventive genius of the illustrator surpasses all belief. Lines diverge and unite in endless flows, and the most intricate figures in lavish abundance and with astounding variety of ornament are combined and woven into one harmonious design. In spite of the extent of the work and its thousands of exquisite initials and terminals, there is not a single pattern or combination that can be said to be a copy of another. The artist shows a wonderful technique in designing and combining various emblems: the cross, vine, dragon, fish, and serpent. The drawings are perfection itself. Some of the most accomplished of modern draftsmen, a person who makes detailed technical drawings, have attempted to copy its elaborate designs, but they had to abandon the task as hopeless. It was maybe too delicate. In a space of 1 inch square were counted no less than 158 interlacings of white ribbon with a black border on either side. On the other hand, the drawings of important peoples are feeble and primitive and show a limited knowledge of the human figure and its proportions. No words can describe the beauty and the extreme splendor of the richly colored initial letters which come alive in the Book of Kells than in any other manuscript. The only thing that can possibly be compared is a bed of many-colored crocuses, a flower associated with the iris, and has the colors of yellow, purple, or white, and tulips, or even the finest stained glass window, which they equal in beauty of coloring and rival in delicacy of ornament and drawing. The artist possessed a wonderful knowledge of the proportion of color and the distribution of his material: sienna, purple, lilac, red, pink, green, and yellow were the colors most often used, and he managed the shading and tinting of the letters with consummate taste and skill. It is remarkable that there is no trace of the use of silver or gold on the vellum. Sometimes the colors are laid on in thick layers to give the appearance of enamel, and are here and there as bright and soft and lustrous as when put on fresh more than 1,200 years ago. Even the best photographic and color reproductions give but a faint idea of the beauty of the original. Especially worthy of notice is the series of illuminated miniatures, including pictorial representations of the evangelists and their symbols, the Blessed Virgin and the Divine Child, the temptation of Jesus, and Jesus seized by the Jews. These pictures reach their culminating point in what is, in some respects, the most awesome example of workmanship the world has ever produced, namely the full-page monogram XPI, which occurs in the text of the Gospel of St. Matthew. This page is called Chi Rho Iota. It is referred to as the Chi Rho Iota page because it features the Greek letters Chi, Rho, and Iota. The letters that look like XPI that form the primary page elements are the Chi, the Rho, and the Iota. These three letters are used as the abbreviated form of Christ's name in Greek and open that passage from Matthew in Latin. If you look closely at the image, you'll see some of the hidden images that Kells is so famous for. There's a cat with rats that seem to be playing with or eating a big wafer, the body of Christ. There are moths, symbols of rebirth and rejuvenation, and several winged figures. This page is my favorite, not just for these images, but for richness in color and design. I could look for hours and always find more. It is no wonder that it was for a long time believed that the Book of Kells could have been written only by angels.